Good morning, everyone. Well, it's kind of a good morning. No, it's a good morning. And they actually say that if you think you're having a bad morning, try missing one of them. If you're here on the planet, you're having a good morning. So yeah, anyway, we have had a lot of rain overnight, hence the umbrella. And I'm wanting to try and investigate what's causing some of the leaks around the place. Specifically, I'm getting water in that side, and I'm not quite sure why, as to how I'm going to get in there with the umbrella and the big puddle on that side. That is overflowing, but that is a good thing. It looks like it's overflowing in the right direction. Maybe not fully. Looks like my pipe's not quite long enough. Need to try and fix that. So there is a lot of water pooling here. And there is a lot of stuff up against that wall. I thought that was fairly clear there. And the drips on the underside of that gutter. The frustrating part is it was just raining really, really heavily, which is why I was getting my gumboots on and everything to be able to come over here. And now it's eased off significantly. I had the yard maintenance guys come through here the other day. See, that's all pooling there. Maybe if I can come in here with a mattock, maybe that might help. If I can get some of this stuff away from the edge of the wall. And I need to make it so that this is over that drain pipe properly and not just kind of hanging over. You ever feel like you need an extra pair of hands and you don't have one? I'm gonna have to put you down, sorry. I've got that further over there. That could very well have been part of my problem because that tank is overflowing and it's collecting all of the water from the shed. So that would be part of my problem, but it is by no means all of my problem. Yes, and whether or not this water is just seeping through from the drainage ditch, which is not draining, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. I don't think so. But my drainage ditch is overflowing. And ideally it should be going down into the dam, but the dam's full, so that's not going to do much anyway. I really need to get an earth mover in here that knows what they're doing to come and fix up the drainage ditches. The grass is overgrown significantly. I should set up an electric fence around here so I can put the goats in here. Definitely should do that. And the ground should be soft enough to do that now. I've just got to try and find a way of fencing off this little area here. I think I'm going to need to find a new home for those pipes. And I suspect they're possibly causing some of my problems anyway. So I think I'm going to get wet in cleaning up this mess. But anyway, let's see what I can do. Okay, so the good news is I got all that pipe away from there and cleaned away a heap of the muck. So I've put all the pipe over there. The bad news is we just got a heap more rain and I've discovered where our biggest problem is. The drainage ditch is overflowing. So yeah, it's just going right down there and there's nowhere it can go. So I'm going to have to get in and do some sort of ditch or something to get the water to come back over this way. Now, apparently the silicone did not work. And as much as the curtain has been fantastic at blocking out the light so that I could actually get some sleep, it's now dripping water. But I already knew that it was leaking around there too, so that's not a big surprise. But it's collecting a lovely amount of water. See, all around the windows are wet. But again, we knew that was going to happen, which is why I've made sure I've kept a gap between my bed and the window. So yes, unfortunately the container I had here earlier overflowed. Well, it didn't overflow, but as it splashed in, it splashed out. So it didn't quite work as well as I would have liked. And I didn't want to put the pot plants there because it would have overflowed it. So yes, a significant leak coming from up there still, which is not great. And we now have leaks here as well as the leak there. Although this leak is not as bad as it was. And we've still got water running there. I'm not sure why one of the boys has put that there, but I'm guessing it was because there's a leak. And we've got a big leak over here. So we've got a bucket there collecting water, and looks like I've got another leak over here. So I need to get another bucket to collect water here. So we've got lots of leaks coming along that seam, and there's also a couple of leaks in the boys' room as well. So leaks everywhere. We have actually gotten a tarpaulin to put over the top of this, because we've got at least another week worth of rain coming, which is a really big challenge. So we're going to try and put a tarpaulin over the top. The good news is though, the plants are certainly helping with the smell, as is the onion. So the onion and the plants are helping. It doesn't smell half as bad in here as it has done, and this has been shut up all day. So yeah, there's just not been any way to let any fresh air in. So the big challenge is we've just got leaks everywhere. I'm going to have to put another container there, and just make sure that there's nothing that's going to get damaged. I should probably move that light, come to think of it, because that's an electrical appliance, and we probably don't want that anywhere where it's going to get wet, which it looks like it has done already. Joy, oh joy. So yes, life is certainly interesting. I'm feeling like we're camping. So yeah, so the boys' windows are leaking, but we knew that was happening. As I walked through there, I just had a drip land on me. And, oh, please tell me that's not dripping up there. No, I don't think that's dripping up there. But there is certainly a risk of that happening. So yes, and trying to get the boys to keep stuff off the floor. There's a dinosaur down there. I bet it's wet. Anyway, it's not tragic. There's not as much water here as I was expecting, but we are certainly having some challenges with water around the place. But the boys are having fun with magnets. So lots of magnets on the walls. Because they've worked out that they stick. The big trick is I've got to get them to not leave them all over the floor so that they get lost. Ah, dear. Anyway, boys. But that is the update. We have got a tarpaulin. So the dimensions of the container house are 5.82 metres. So basically 5.9 metres by 6.28, so 6.3 metres. So 5.9 by 6.3, and we've gotten tarpaulin that is 6.1 by 9.1. So there's going to be a bit of an overhang, and we haven't quite worked out how we're going to get it over the top or how we're going to secure it. But there will be a bit of an overhang. As to how helpful an overhang, that will yet to be determined. But as to how much rain we've gotten, I'm not sure. I haven't actually looked at the rain gauge. The rain gauge is over there, and it looks like it's sitting at 40 mil. 40 mil today. It's a decent drop of rain. Decent drop of rain. So I've got goats over there that are still having fun munching, which is very unusual. Goats usually don't like getting wet, but she doesn't seem to be too worried at the moment. But yeah, anyway, today's update. Okay, so I haven't been able to do much about this. So it is still overflowing, which is certainly a problem. It's not getting any wetter in the shed than it was. And I've done a few things down here. My neck is really sore. I'm going to pay for this. I've done a bit of a drainage ditch. It's not flowing beautifully. It does start to run once you get to about here. So it takes the water out over that way. That was the last one that I did. The first one was one over here to try and decrease the amount of water going under the carport. So I got that little drainage ditch here, but the problem with this one is it just drained into here, and then I had so much water pooling here it was nearly up to the floorboards. Oh, not the floorboards, but the boards on the wall. So the water was just sitting there and pooling. It had nowhere to go. So the next thing I did was dig that trench. So I probably need to get that trench a little bit lower. But so the theory is the water will come down from there and come over to there, and then in that trench come out over there, because it's also pooling over there. And honestly, there is water pooling everywhere. There is nowhere that I can look where there isn't water pooling, and it's causing quite a few problems. I'll show you what's happened over where the chicks were. Because the chicks' pen is right on the drainage ditch, and the drainage ditch overflowed. The chicks' pen has turned into a swimming pool, and it is quite deep. So I went around and caught all the chicks. I do have my Rhode Island red hen up there. I'm hoping she's going to go back onto the nest again, although she's only got one egg left. So I'm actually thinking that I'm going to put another dozen of my eggs in there, because she is still broody. She's just upset with me at the moment because I've moved her a few times, and I was in there chasing around the chicks. So the chicks have been put inside on the brooder, and I've got mozzies everywhere. And frogs. The frogs are going nuts. And look at the Pella. The Pella is just doing fantastic over here. So pleased. And my Madagascar bean is just taking over. So yeah, the Madagascar bean is doing really, really well. It is loving all this wet weather. My comfrey's gone to flower. So yeah, the comfrey is doing fantastically. The garden is just doing really, really great. It is loving all of this rain. Unfortunately, so is the grass. And all the weeds. It's a bit of a problem. But check out what I found. I'm going to show you what I found. Oh, sorry, I'm running around with an umbrella here because it's still raining, which you can probably hear. Look at my papaya. My red papaya's got fruit. I've got fruit on my red papaya. I'm so excited. And my comfrey is flowering beautifully. So yes, my red papaya are both fruiting. Really, really pleased. My potatoes are in there somewhere. And the comfrey in there's doing really well too. Really, really pleased with how the potatoes and the comfrey's going. And I'm really, really glad we don't have the caravan there anymore, because this is just all really, really deep. I mean, this is the drainage ditch, but where we had the caravan was about 1 inch deep in water before. I'm not sure what it's like now. But you can see the water's just all pooling here. It's not going over my boot at the moment. It was earlier. So yeah, really, really glad we're not stuck in the caravan here, because that would be really bad. Looks like I've got some mushrooms coming up in my wood chips, and a half-eaten nectarine by the looks of it. Jonathan. Jonathan is notorious for eating parts of pieces of fruit and then leaving the rest. And that patch over there, that patch there is where the goats were a couple of weeks ago. So I'm seriously considering sticking up some fencing around this area so that I can let the goats in here. So yeah, but we have lots of water, and this is causing some fairly large flooding issues inside the shed, which is where we've got most of our gear, which is a big problem. But nothing I can do about it other than what I've done. At some point we're going to have to get an excavator in here to increase the depth of these ditches and make sure that they go all the way down to the dam, because the dam is also very full and my plants have just about all drowned, which is very sad, but hopefully they'll survive. I mean, they are water plants, but yeah. Anyway, that is today's update and interesting challenges and everything like that. So yeah, the chicks are safe in the brooder inside the house, and the rest of the chickens are all doing well. The goats are all happy and fine. My little drainage ditches are working reasonably well. They struggle when it's raining heavier, but they're better than nothing. They're helping the water to move away quicker. So yes, anyway, that's about it. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. I've got to go milk the goats and get eaten alive by mosquitoes. So you have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Look at my cucumber vine. My cucumber vine's doing fantastically. Although it's not climbing up the fence like it's supposed to. But anyway, have a great one. Bless you.